What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update, hit the like button, and let's jump into this week's topics. First for this week, I ran across a new release coming from RC Every Day. Now, I believe that this is mainly like a YouTube and social media channel, and I believe that this is one of their first products. They're releasing a couple of variations, it appears, of like a rat rod builder's chassis. RC Every Day, I believe, has built several vehicles like this, or many vehicles like this, and now they're offering a easy to use, presumably, base for others who would like to do the same. They produced a Instagram reel that showed a number of the products, including the base chassis with all kinds of holes through it. Tons of mounting or adjustability, however you need to build. It looks like this should pretty much cover you in that way. And also they showed some 3D printed parts, but out of like an SLS type printer. So high quality, that had the grill, radiator, and front shock mounting combo all in one. And I believe a handful of other products to go along and support these. So if you've ever wanted to build a rat rod type vehicle, this looks like a pretty simple base to start with. Still, of course, going to take a lot of custom work, but at least it takes that initial like hard, decision of where to start and just kind of checks that box for you. RC Everyday does have a website, but it's under a bit of construction. These are soon to be released, and I assume that as soon as they're ready to go, you can either watch their social media channels or just check back on their website, which I'll link in the description below. Next, from JConcepts, if you'd like to get tucked, then they've got two new options for you, a Ford and a Chevy. Now, JConcepts has had the tucked bodies before, but this is adding a couple of more options as far as body styles to that lineup. They show this 1978 Chevy K10 with the wood grain sides. Now, of course, this is going to come as a typical unpainted clear Lexan body, but the paint job that they used in the photos, pretty decent. And that Chevy square body looks pretty good. And then they also released a 1995 Ford F-150. Looks decent as well. They picked some period correct colors for that. I like it. Overall, these are some decent looking options that are, competition oriented with that narrowed front and rear, and thus the tucked name. So if you're looking to, break the trend of cliffhangers and power wagons, this is a decent looking choice, especially coming from JConcepts. An additional benefit to the JConcepts bodies is that their retail price is quite a bit lower. Both of these bodies are less than $40 each. Both these bodies are worth considering as, again, they're some of their better looking bodies. For those of you who may have been following the Road to the Rockies series, in that series I had drawn up a flat six twin turbo engine that I'm using in that Porsche build, but releasing those files to you guys in case you would like to 3D print your own. I've hosted these up on my website where you can purchase and download the files and print your own version of these. Flat six twin turbo engines, probably not the most common engine choice to think you would see in a lot of our scale trucks, but maybe some of you just want it for a desk toy, or you followed along in the build and you would like to support my insanity. If so, I'll link to it where you can find it on the download page from my website. Go check it out there. You can check out any of the other files, roll cages for popular bodies, SCX Pro parts, whatever it is. Go check them out if you haven't already. Last week was the Beijing Hobby exhibition event. It's a large event for the hobby industry in a lot of the different areas, not just RC. But at that event, FMS unveiled that they've got another new RTR coming out. This is the 1/12 scale H1. Now, I haven't seen any more info about this pop up on any of the other sites. It's not on FMS's social media or on their official website. Other than from the fair itself, this is the only place that I've seen that currently. And the information that has come up has only been posted in Chinese, and I only have the ability to use Google Translate to try and gather what the details on this thing are. Again, it is 1/12 scale, very similar to like their Jimny platform. I'm not sure that any of the underpinnings will share any components or not, but scale-wise, very similar. I imagine that it will still be quite a bit bigger than the Jimny, as the H1 was much, much larger than a Suzuki Jimny in real life. Further details are pretty limited because the translation doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's got a lot of the things that you've come to expect from FMS. Even in the 112 scale, it does have a selectable 2-speed, and it also appears to have remote locking diffs, which is pretty interesting. Being an H1, it should have front and rear independent suspension, and it does have portal axles. So portal axles with independent locking and unlocking differentials and a 2-speed. FMS does a pretty good job at packing features even into this kind of oddball scale category. But other than the fact that the H1 is a large blocky platform, pretty interesting, pretty cool. Opening panels, the simulated rivets everywhere. It also has what they show as a crab pattern. I'm not sure if that means 4-wheel steer or I don't know. I don't know what crab pattern means. I can't imagine that the full details are too far away. Could come out even the same day as this. Who knows? The biggest hiccup on any of these to me is just that 1/12 scale choice. I wish that they would just put this either in 1/10 scale or go down to the smaller scale stuff where there's tons of fans in both areas. I can't imagine there's many of you who would say, nope, I want 1/12. But if you exist, let me hear why. A brand I don't think we've ever discussed on the Scale News Update is the Rlaarlo, or at least that's how I have pronounced it when I've read it to myself. But they released this new car, the AK917, and this is basically a 1/10 scale version of the ARMA 1/7 scale platforms. They took a lot of those cues and just scaled it down to 1/10 scale, which makes a pretty interesting little platform. But they're offering it in a number of different ways, from just an aluminum pan all the way to a carbon fiber. So you can basically buy one of these little vehicles that looks like a fully upgraded speedrun car that is traditionally done in the 1/7 scale ARMA speedrunning scene, which is pretty interesting to see, and they did this in a fairly affordable way. The big caveat is that this brand is more traditionally known for its products that live more in the Amazon inexpensive RC range versus the, high quality consumer grade stuff. Now, there's a number of people who have decent luck with them. This is a brand that tries to send a lot of cars to influencers, so they do have a good name in some of their vehicles that are of a little bit higher quality. But with the release of this new car, they've also put out a speed challenge where they're trying to offer some decent cash to get people to jump in. The full rules haven't been posted on their blog site yet, but they did send a bunch of these cars to a bunch of influencers, and those guys did get the rules already. I saw the rules posted on a video from Raz Schifrin. The challenge on this is fairly wide open. You basically have to use the body and the chassis. You can upgrade the rest how you like. And the first place is going to be given like $3,000. Second place, $1,000 still. Beyond that, the rules are pretty wide open. Again, body and chassis have to stay the same, and it seems like you can kind of go wild from there if you choose. These are currently in pre-order, so the entry period for this challenge, well, the registration period is only just about to start, and it's going to go until like the beginning of June, and then the actual challenge time will follow that. So you're not behind schedule if you don't have one of these cars. I think that's what they're expecting, is trying to get people to buy in so that they'll compete in this challenge along with everyone else. The cost of the full carbon fiber RTR version is only $299. It does show that the normal price is going to be $499, but not sure if that's really what it's going to be later and they just have it, on sale, or if it will always be around this price. But if you're interested, I'll put a link to the vehicle in the description below. And if you're interested in the actual speed challenge, watch for more information to pop up that on their blog, I would guess. Scale Metal Supplies just released some new parts for the SCX6 platform, including some larger tabs as well as larger slider bases, making it more easy to customize that platform. Also, they're celebrating their 4th anniversary, so you can use code BUILDIT at checkout to save yourself 15%. So you can go visit them, and I'll put a link to Scale Metal Supplies in the description below as well. Team Associated just released another version of the Apex 2 platform, this time with the new Nissan Z body on top. Apex 2 platform, you've seen previously releases with like their 240Z, the Huna truck, the Hunicorn also, I believe. Underneath of this is a pretty basic on-road platform, brushed power, tub chassis, that type of thing. Retail on this $329, so it is a little bit on the higher side for a brushed platform like it, but you get the fully licensed Nissan body, pretty detailed, looks good from the outside. Color looks red in most photos, but kind of metallic-y in others that kind of almost go a little bit towards pink. But in most photos, it looks like a pretty nice red. And SDRC just released for pre-order their Pro 500 winch. This is an internal spool direct power winch. You can run it on anywhere from 8.4 to 16.8 or 4S LiPo. This is a low profile winch, and on their website, you can go on there, you can check out all of the speeds and feeds. On the website, they have all of the specs listed for the speed and power that these winches offer, up to 500 ounce-inches on 4S, as you would expect by the name, as well as the line speeds. And for those of you TRX4M owners, Holmes Hobbies just posted a teaser of their upcoming brushless servo for that platform. So if you're looking for enough power to either move rocks or just throw that car around, this could be the servo for you. Haven't seen full details of it yet, but have high expectations, of course. Come back on Wednesday for my episode of Road to the Rockies. You'll be able to see the progress that has been made on my Class 1 carbon fiber Porsche. Super looking forward to this car being done. I will sleep an appropriate amount. I hope just have to get it done before the event. Fingers crossed. It's not a given at this point. And after you watch that, come hang out for the live show Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, live stream takeover. Matt from the Scale Builders Guild and myself, like hundreds of episodes later, we're still doing this show. We've never missed a week. Come check us out this Wednesday. But if you missed that, you can also come check out Friday Night Live, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, where sometimes I get things done, rarely. Last week, I asked you guys to do a little bit of bragging about yourselves. The last accomplishment, whether it was RC or otherwise, round of applause to many of you. Congratulations on whatever your most recent accomplishment was, big or small. Celebrate your victories and don't feel bad about it. This week, I want to ask you, speaking of stress with my Class 1 project, when was the last time you were under pressure for RC? Or are you able to just keep it completely stress-free and it's just your escape from the real stresses of life? I want to know whether it was getting ready for a race or just being stressed at a race or a competition, whatever it was. When was the last time that RC just provided stress for your life rather than the, enjoyment and release that it should be for most of us most of the time? Drop it in the comments below. I enjoy reading your guys' comments. It's my favorite part of the Scale News Update. And with that, I want to thank all of you for watching the Scale News Update once again, making it part of your Tuesday. As always, hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit the notification bell so you see the videos as soon as they get uploaded. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.